this week or today, and then tomorrow you do the next one.
That's right. And it gives you so much peace. Like when you do it and you check it off, even if it's tiny, you like can move on in it with the rest of your day with the knowledge that it's like the guy that wrote a book about making your bed. Like you start off the morning having something you got to do and doing it. Just so you know, Laura's been off the call for 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. Just got a text from the top 20 group, and somebody was asking about a tree removal service. She's already given the name of a tree removal service. She's literally been off the phone for 1 minute. Okay. Right. How can you go out there like she has and be the connector for vendors and professionals and families and kids and investors and all that stuff?
She had great, I love her Facebook idea, like featuring vendors.
Yeah.
You know, like the electrician post she had, that was a great idea. That's just another like little thing you can offer when you're calling vendors to try and add to your database.
100%. 100%. All right, guys. Just double check, is everyone registered for Mega Camp? Everyone, Darlene, David, I don't know if I've heard from you guys.
Yes.
No, I'm not registered yet.
Okay, there was a link sent out today. Aubrey sent out an email and there's a link text yesterday. And I put it on both of the chats. I'll post it again right here. This is for you to enter into a drawing for a free ticket to Mega Camp, okay? From my being in all these meetings, I'm pretty certain everyone's gonna go for free that asks, okay? So go ahead and fill out that little form there. And we'll be doing a drawing, I believe, at 3 o'clock today to get in. David, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you registered, right?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Click that link, please. I want 100% of this group in that room. Cool?
Sure.
Okay, do that as soon as you can, please, right now. What you laughing at, Heather?
I was thinking, like, I don't know.
Come on.
It's like an opportunity for everybody to do it for free, and like I just don't understand why people aren't jumping at it.
You know, you've probably noticed that throughout your life, have you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the beautiful thing about this world, is there's opportunities all over the place that people aren't interested in taking advantage of, right? Profit share is a perfect example of that. We have, I won't get on the profit share bandwagon right now, but approximately 30% of associates have ever received a profit share check. Okay, I don't get that at all. I don't get that at all.
I'm guilty of myself, because I remember earlier this week I told you basically the same thing. I'm like, I don't know, I have what I have going on that Thursday, and I might have to miss a part. But then when I went and read the digital one that you posted, it said by 10:30, and so I'm just like, you know what? If I have to like be like in the hospital gown, zoomed in, like I can zoom from the hospital, so why not?
Right, and I know that the sheet sounds pretty strict, and somebody is writing a check for you, so please keep that in mind. That is a commitment that should be honored. But if you've got an appointment that you've had set for a long time, and you're going to go back that night and watch the video, just do it the right way, right? If you've got to miss something for a valid reason, just go back and commit to participating. But why some people might not take advantage, I don't know. I couldn't answer that question. But this group is. Every one of us is. Okay. All right. What do y'all want to talk about? You just want to watch me eat? Who's got an idea? Want me to tell stories? Jokes?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So when we talk about tagging a business on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Do you like, all right, so I just signed up with Active Pest Control.
Okay.
Myself. And so when I tag them in a post to try to, generate business or whatever for myself, do I get something like, what do I put on there? Do I just say, hey, I just signed up with Active Pest Control today and put a picture of what do you post?
You're basically having them experience what you experienced. Think of
Okay.
it like that. So what do you post? Maybe you post the guy checking the bait station. Or
Okay.
check the guy, at the end when he comes to your door, to give you the bill or whatever. Hey,
How about even like a funny picture of like a house that's being eaten up by termites, or a big giant
Okay.
spider
Got it.
web picture on a
Yeah.
house?
like you don't do this, sign up for pest control, right? And you can put a little blurb. You can tag your business page or you obviously, and then and then their business page, and then say, pest control, ant spray, cockroaches, wildlife, termite bonds. Just some of the stuff that they provide, some of the services that they provide, and then all of their viewers see that, all their audience sees that you had a connection with them, and then
Okay.
maybe you could say, they're running that deal. Maybe they could offer, hey, they're offering for the next week, anyone that calls and mentions my name gets $50 off their install.
Ah, okay.
I'm not trying to presume that they would offer something like that, but the deal that they offered us the other day is insane.
Yeah. The $99 thing. Yeah. Signed up.
So I don't know that I've ever heard a vendor give a deal like that before. That was insane.
Maybe I'll put that on there.
Well, don't put it unless you get permission to do that.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So basically get permission from them or take a picture of their tech or whatever, and or like Donna was saying, a funny picture of termites eating up a house, and just say, I found a great pest control company, tag myself, tag them.
Yeah. Hey,
Done deal. Okay.
Took 10 minutes off today to protect my home. I'm usually spending all day protecting other people's homes. I'm protecting my home today with Active Pest.
Got it. So
Hey.
work the real estate angle in there a little bit so
You
they see
could.
both sides. Okay.
You could. You got to mix it up, right? You saw
Okay.
she had like literally a post every day and one post in a month about her 6 real estate successes.
Right. Okay.
She got some awards from the office. How about that? It's 50 grand in a month in income.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Got it. Helpful. Thank you.
Okay. What else are you guys experiencing? Remember, the purpose of these masterminds is really to get a bunch of like-minded people together that are out there in the field, right, dealing with all the things we're dealing with, and sharing your successes, sharing your struggles, getting some advice and sharing tips and these kind of things. So let's try to be as interactive as possible. Who else wants to share? You guys want to do this Friday at 1 o'clock? Are we all too tired after we're done with the guest speaker? Or do we like this time slot?
For me, it's kind of hard right after the guest speaker, because we usually have other stuff in the morning and it's like we just keep going.
Okay,
For me-
I appreciate that feedback. The reason why I did it at that time, just to be honest, is so I would increase the attendance. But I'm wide open to changing anything. Tell me more, guys. Who else has some thoughts? What's up, Jonathan?
I have a question.
Well, like this time?
What's up, Bill?
What's up, buddy? Yes, ma'am. Heather, what's up?
So it kind of like what I was talking about this morning in the morning huddle. I'm meeting my buyer and we're looking at some more houses this afternoon. We're going to look at 2 resales because we're going to check that option. But then she also wants to look at 2 other new construction communities. And I've talked with her, but she doesn't seem to be taking like my advice on oversharing with the builders. Like they'll start asking her questions and she'll start divulging that she's going through a divorce. This is her max price that she wants to spend. And she like really needs a place. And I've told her, I was like, let's not share our entire life story with the builder, and let's not seem like, don't give him all of your bargaining chips. Don't tell him or her, everything. But she's not taking my advice. And I mean, she's, a grown woman. I can't speak for her. So what do I do?
When you tell her that, does she say, oh yeah, that's a good idea? Or does she say, oh yeah, I forgot about that? Like, does she even realize she's doing it?
I heard something, I know, I'm just excited. And she is excited.
I think she is, but say, hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think that there is a possibility that by sharing some of your financial information or your personal information, it may be used in a way that's not going to be beneficial to you?
Yeah.
Ask that question. So she'll say yes. You say, look, let me ask the questions. Okay. You can tell them all about all of the things you want to talk about later once we've secured the right home at the right price. Until then, anything you share is going to be used against you.
Yeah. And she seems a little bit too trusting. Like we were looking at one lot and I asked them, because she wants a gate for her dog. And I said, can we, get the gate thrown in? Do you guys build fences as well? Because some new constructions don't. And they said, yeah, we do fences. And I said, okay, that's awesome. We'd actually like the gate, but we don't want to pay for it. Would you include it on this lot? And he's like, yeah, we can do that on this lot. We can go ahead and do the gate on that lot. And then we looked at another lot. It was shaped differently and it was a tad bit bigger. And she kind of liked that one better. And so I said, well, if we change our mind and we go on this lot, and I mean, nothing was set in stone yet. We were just talking. Are we still going to get the gate? And he like hummed and hawed. He didn't give me a definite, yeah, oh yeah, we can do that. And so I told her, I'm like, keep in mind, we really need to nail down that they're going to throw in the gate included if we do the other lot. And she's like, oh no, they will. They said they would. And I'm like, no, they didn't.
Well, you'll get all that dealt with later. You just got to get her to a decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just so you know, that there's a pro and a con to getting the builder to do the fence or the gate. One is if you get the builder to do the gate, they're going to throw it into the sales price and you can get a mortgage on the larger amount. But you are going to pay a lot more for that fence than if you closed on the home and went and hired a fence company yourself, right? So she should be aware of that. Is like, look, you can do anything you want in the world to this house. Okay, gate, no gate, gate and air, it doesn't make a difference. If you pay somebody to do it, they'll do it, right? The question is help me understand. There's a lot to it. Is the gate going to go open this way? Is it going to open this way? What materials are going to be made out of? You'll get to all that. Just pick the lot and pick the elevation. Then you'll deal with that.
Okay.
Okay. But hopefully she's not picking a house based on whether she can get a couple $100 gate, right?
No, because some of them she can't even have a gate there, and it's just the way the land is. But she's just I don't think she's gonna have trouble picking. I think she's gonna run into trouble oversharing and like shortchanging herself negotiation wise.
Tell her that. Look, I mentioned this to you once before, and I just want to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I have a big concern. I think you're sharing too much, and as a result, they're going to use that against you in the process.
Okay.
My advice to you is you stop doing that. I'm here to protect you. Stop talking. Stop.
Okay.
Maybe you need a code word. Sunshine. Whenever I say sunshine, shut your mouth. I'm serious.
I'll try that. I mean, I'll be like sunshine. I'll be like sunshine, sunshine, sunshine.
Right? I mean, look, there's a lot of money at stake. Gosh, she's going to open her mouth and it's going to, all money is going to start flowing out of it.
get one of those air horns, and every time she talks, I'll just blow the air horn.
Yeah, give her like a little shocker that she puts in her pocket. You press the button. It's like, just kidding. I didn't have anything to say. All right, Darlene and Jonathan and David, let's see your face. Let's see if we can get everyone on the call on video at one time. Wouldn't that be awesome? Let's try it.
Well, hold on. I can't on this computer. I can do it on my phone.
Yeah, let's try it. What the hell? Are you having fun, Darlene?
I am.
What do you want to learn about today?
Well, since I'm just throwing stuff out there, somebody approached me. I had ran an ad, just kind of promoting home partners and things like that. I think I told you about it already.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the feedback I was getting, but I actually got a call the other day for someone regarding credit repair, and me working double size as an agent as doing credit repair. Would that be a good idea?
What do you mean, you actually doing the credit repair?
Like when with that, or would that be too time consuming?
Well, let's not jump to that conclusion yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you to be completely transparent with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about credit repair?
Nothing. I always refer it out. I send them to the loan officer, and they do it.
Beautiful. I think that's a good plan.
Okay. Okay.
You signed up to be a professional realtor, not a professional
Credit repair, right?
right?
Yeah. Okay. Because that's what I was thinking. Because the home partners ad, you said something to me that actually I stopped running it. Like as an agent, I have control over what clients I want to attract. So with that and the hassle with that, I stopped running that ad and I started running another one that's actually generating some activity. So it's
Good. I mean, I wasn't trying to talk you out of it, by the way.
well, no. I know I didn't feel like you were, but of course I don't want to have clients that I know are going to have challenges right off the bat.
Right. I mean, the only reason I would do that is if you have something, like I mentioned to you privately, like if it's on your heart for some reason, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to, you know, if that's a part of your story or that's something that is meaningful to you in some way, then yeah, then that should be a part of your plan so you can feel good, right? But if you're just simply looking for people to help and you got an opportunity to help, you know, would you rather have a challenging client or a not challenging client?
No, I know. Yeah. I want the easy way. I don't want the challenges. Yeah.
I mean, there's enough challenges in the market anyway. We don't
right.
intentionally go out there and
Mhm.
find the person that's got even more hurdles to overcome. Again, unless that's meaningful to you. Like let's say you really love helping women that are coming from a divorce situation.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. That can be your niche. But don't advertise for it and then receive it and be pissed off you got all these new problems.
Yeah. I get it.
Cool. All right. David, Jonathan, what's on your mind?
Bill, can we discuss a little bit about the short sales?
Sure. You have any specific questions?
Yeah, how it exactly works, how it's work with the bank and, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that. So here's the caveat is that every bank is different. Okay. Every bank, first of all, the short sales are like not even 1% of the market right now. Okay. They were over half of the market 10 years ago, but they're not even 1% now. So it's very, now I do think that that's probably something we're going to see a little bit more of in the next 6 months to a year, maybe a little bit longer. But right now it's pretty rare. So
yeah, that's why I'm asking. Yes.
So a lot of banks are kind of, they've not really, how do I want to say this? Like they may have either old systems or they don't have systems anymore, right? And so they may be like rebuilding some of the stuff they've done in the past or making it more tech savvy. So they're probably figuring it all out themselves. But I say all that to tell you that every bank is a little different. So if you're in touch with somebody who is thinking about a short sale, you want to get permission from them to speak with their lender. And ask them, so tell me a little bit about your specific short sale process. Let's back up for 1 second and talk about what a short sale is, okay? The other thing with a short sale is a short sale is when the home is worth less, the fair market value of a home is worth less than the mortgage that's on it. Okay, we saw a lot of that 10, 12 years ago because the market dropped in price. So let's say somebody bought a $325,000 home, they got a $300,000 mortgage, then the market tanked and now their home's worth $250,000, yet they still have a $295,000 mortgage. So then they lose their job or they have some type of financial stress in their world and they're not able to sell the home for what it's worth and have enough money to pay off the existing debt on the home. And so they have to do what's called selling it short of the mortgage. So if they get $250,000 for the home, they pay the agents, there's not enough money for them to pay off the loan and move on with life. They have to get the lender to agree to take less than is owed. It's essentially a foreclosure prevention process. Nowadays, I would venture to say there's probably 95% of homeowners right now have equity because the market is so hot. So it's going to be unless they've done some crazy loans and stuff or refinancing, right? The market has not fallen enough for there to be a whole lot of prevalence of short sales. So that's one factor we got to keep in mind, because let's say somebody owns a $300,000 home, has a $250,000 mortgage, and they're in financial stress. They're not a short sale candidate, and there's too much equity for them to give it back to the bank because then they'll lose the equity. So they would be better off selling it for $280,000 and taking $30,000 and moving on with their life. You see what I'm saying? So you need to understand each individual's situation, what the place is probably worth in its current condition, how much do they owe on the home, and if there's leverage, if there's equity there, do they have enough equity to pay you? And if so, it ain't a short sale. If you can't afford your mortgage, then just sell the home and go buy something cheaper or rent something cheaper, right? But if there's equity there, you don't want to walk away from the equity. You follow that part?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just pretend like all the factors are in place for what a short sale would be. Okay, the fair market value of the home is less than the amount owed on the mortgage. Okay, let's just come up with some numbers. Let's say the fair market value is $250,000, the mortgage is $300,000. Okay, person puts it on the market and they are advertising it as a short sale because they know that there's not going to be enough money that's collected to pay off everyone that needs to be paid, primarily the buyer's agent, the listing agent, and the mortgage. Okay, and the little tiny fees, but that's small anyway. Okay, so then they say short sale must be approved by a lender. Okay, so then they put it out there on the market and the world responds, right? And they'll probably put it on the market for fair market value, $250,000. So somebody says, well, I'll give you $250,000 for it, right? And they get an offer. Now the seller isn't going to be able to accept that offer as written because again, they won't have enough money to pay everyone that needs to be paid. So then they have to take that offer to their lender and say, look, clearly I'm in financial stress right now, right? I haven't made a payment in a couple months, or, I just lost my job or whatever it is. This is what the home is worth. Like it or not, it ain't worth $300,000. It's worth $250,000. So would you prefer to take this home back as a form of in foreclosure because I can't pay you and I don't see any foreseeable chance of me paying you in the next handful of months? Or would you like to sell this home to this guy for $250,000? And the bank is essentially deciding what is more costly. Then they'll do their own analysis, which in the height of it all, this was taking like literally 4, 5, 6 months for approval. Okay. Now you get a client that's almost as good as a paycheck. Before, oh my God, it's like, Arby's, please don't stop this sale. Please don't stop this sale. For those that were on the call the other day, right? I didn't even get a laugh from you, Ebony. Nothing? Oh man, I got to get better material, I guess. Okay, so 5, 6 months later, the bank comes back and says, yeah, we'll take $250,000 for the home, at which point you can close the deal. Okay, so the likelihood of you coming across a short sale candidates right now, David, is pretty rare because there may be plenty of financial stress. And certainly not saying that's not the case. According to the most recent research that I've looked at, a third of homeowners are behind in their mortgage, and a third of renters are behind in their rent payment. Okay. I mean, statistically speaking, that means 2 of us are. Okay. So like they're out there, believe me, but they all probably have equity. That's the thing. Right. If they have equity, they should just sell the house. Sell the house for what it's worth and move on with life. Does that answer your question?
Sure,
Does
sure.
everyone feel like they have a good grip on what a short sale is now?
Yeah, thank you.
Some banks, sometimes there's 2 loans. Sometimes there's other lien holders, like maybe the IRS has a lien and they have to approve the short sale, or maybe there's a mechanics lien on the house, like maybe they didn't pay a vendor who did some renovations at the house or something, right? There could be tax liens on the house. So everyone with a lien on the home has got to approve the short sale, right? And they might want some money in order to sign off on it, which means there's even less money for the first lien holder, right? The original mortgage holder. Make sense?
Yes.
Generally speaking, you're still going to get paid as an agent. More often than not, the commission was 5% rather than 6% when those deals closed. There's some great opportunities out there, though. But it's only a good opportunity if you got the cash to make it a great opportunity. Right. If all you got, if you want to live in a home that's in a $400,000 neighborhood and you get one for 300 because the place needs $100,000 worth of stuff and you ain't got 100,000, are you prepared to live in it according to the condition it's in at this moment? Right? If you don't like that, then it might not be the match for you. Right? I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I got a list of people I can call, but I'm not doing any of it. So I might be the wrong person for that. Who else? All right, who's got some good real estate plans for this weekend? Or are we taking off? We having fun? What are we doing? Jonathan and Darlene, I can't remember. Jonathan, make sure you register for Mega Camp. We're doing a drawing in an hour, okay? We've got a link up at the top. Cool? All you got to do is register for the drawing, and I almost guarantee that you will get a free ticket to Mega Camp. So I'd like for you to do that. Can you do that for me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, Bill, I got a quick question. What are you specifically adding in to your listing presentation for like COVID? Is there any just like, hey, we're following these guidelines when it comes to showings or anything? Are you switching anything up besides just telling them? Or is there actually like some forms that you're putting in there due to COVID?
There's some special stipulations that have been sent out that basically say like, it's basically like an out for all parties if like COVID causes some type of stress that makes them unable to perform. But I would do more asking questions, right? So you got, I mean, I'm not trying to get political here, but there's actually people that are not wearing masks and refuse to wear masks. Like, I hope I'm not offending one on the call here. That's craziness to me. Okay. So some people are, that's probably the most controversial I've gotten on these calls. Okay. You got to ask the questions about what your seller's tolerance level is. Hey, for your own protection, my advice is that you mandate that everyone wears a mask when they're touring your home, right? We want to make sure that everyone's certainly pre-approved. We're not just letting a bunch of non-approved people come in your home, and I can help screen that. What are your concerns, right? I'd like to do an open house. I'm willing to do an open house, following all the duties and, hand washing stations and all that kind of stuff. How do you feel about that? It's really about asking them questions about their tolerance level.
Okay, that makes sense.
Especially if they have, like, let's say somebody in the home that's, elderly or more prone to, they say like really overweight people are tending to get COVID more often. Really older people are tending to get COVID more often. If you have some type of respiratory weakness or something like that, they may have different needs or concerns. you could offer to do like a virtual tour, if you will. Hey, we got an elderly person in the house and they've got a history of asthma. So, what we'd really prefer to do is email you this 15-minute video where I walk you through the home and you can look at every little nook and cranny. And if you want to see the home beyond that, then we can let you in, but we need you to watch this first, right? We're not trying to not have you. We just have a specific situation that makes this woman or this man more prone to COVID. And that's why we want to take extra precautions. Does that make sense?
At my
Yeah, it
open
makes sense.
house, one of the guys that came asked, and of course I was like, yeah, that's fine. He said that him and his wife have 2 babies, both under 1 at home. So he was recording in the house to show her when he got home. And then at one point he did FaceTime to see her. And I'm like, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that's the way their approach to it, because they don't want to take the babies out.
100%. Let me just mention one more thing, which I haven't said in here in a while. I can't remember where I read this, but I read somewhere probably a month or 2 ago that said over 90% of homeowners have some form of recording device in their home, whether it's a video camera or a sound recording or something like that. Over 90% of people whose homes you go into with a prospective buyer are watching and or listening to you. Do not talk about negotiation strategy inside that house. Okay? Keep your mouth shut and tell your buyer to keep their mouth shut. Oh my gosh, this is everything I want. Do you think I have to pay full price? I mean, we can go $5,000 above full price just to get the house. I'm listening to every one of those conversations, and ain't nobody gonna get off the hook from whatever they say in that room. See what I'm saying? You're like, Heather's like, sunshine, sunshine. Right?
The zapper's going off like crazy.
Yeah, do y'all hear that? I mean, you're negotiating all the time. All the time. People are looking for a competitive advantage all the time. And if you're not doing that, you should. That's what we're hired to do, is to get the best terms and conditions and pricing as possible for our client. That's why that's why athletes study game film, right? So they can know what their opponent's tendencies are. Hey, when I dribble with my right hand, this defender usually does this. Okay, I'm gonna know that because then I'll dribble with my left hand and I'll score on him. You see what I'm saying? How are you behaving in a similar way? How are you looking for a competitive advantage? Make sense? All right, we're not going to do any calls on Monday. I hope you guys enjoy your long weekend. Please, when it's time to focus on real estate, be all in real estate. And when it's time not to be focused on real estate, be all in on whatever else you're doing, okay? You heard a lot from Laura today about setting boundaries. I'm a firm believer in that, okay? Anyone else want to share anything? All right. I'm going to run to the bathroom and then I'll hop right back on. I'll be ready for you, David, okay?
Sure.
All right,
Thank
y'all
you.
register for Mega Camp.
Yes, I did already.
All right, Jonathan,
I
make sure
did
you
it
put
as
that
well.
in. Thank you. All right, we're doing all of us.
Mhm.
See y'all.
Yeah.